Okay guys, so while I have everything apart here, I am going to go ahead and change the oil pan gasket on this thing because it's pretty much a straight shot. Unbolt it, drop it down, new gasket, put it back up. So I'm going to start taking stuff apart. I got to drain the oil here. I think I'm going to take off that cover there, torque converter cover, and then I know I got to take off my oil cooler lines right there, the new ones I just put on. Would have been a whole lot easier wait until now. I got all kinds of room to put it on now, but gotta unbolt that. It's 2 bolts, oil filter. On this side we've got a plug in there. That must be the low oil light or something. Not sure exactly what that is. And then you've got miscellaneous bolts all the way around like a normal oil pan. So I have to move some of them wires out of my way. But I think this is going to be a pretty easy job. So I'm going to start doing all this stuff and I'll let you know if I have any troubles. Okay guys, so I got the oil pan down, and there's another bolt over here that holds some wiring. You'll have to take that off. But other than that, pretty simple, just bolts all the way around it like any normal oil pan. Trying to look for something that might be leaking or bad looking gasket of some sort. I don't really see anything right here. Looks like the gasket may have separated from the steel part of the gasket there. So I don't know if that could be a leak there. I'm not sure. But another thing to note is this factory gasket is riveted. There's a rivet there. And there's a rivet there that I'm going to have to drill out to get this factory gasket off the pan. So I'm going to drill those rivets out, get the old one out, and then I got to finish cleaning this thing up. It had some crud inside there. 260,000 miles, guys. It's going to be a little cruddy in here, I would think, but not too bad. I'm going to get this cleaned up. Okay, so I got the gasket off. And guys, there's a definite problem here. We definitely got some separation on the gasket, and this is the area where I thought a lot of the leak was happening. Was this area right here in the corner of the oil pan. So I guess we'll see. I'll get the new one in there. We'll see. I'll give you a shot of the motor. You really can't see much, but I'll give you a shot of the underside. So there's a shot of the motor, guys, the underside. Like I said, really can't see anything because there's a tray there. You got the pickup. And that's about it. It don't look too bad. Remember, I thought it was maybe a rear main leaking, but it really don't look that oily back there for it to be a rear main, but we'll see. I'll get a new gasket on here. It's just taking me a little bit of time here, but it's really easy because I got really easy access, guys. So I'm going to finish up cleaning that pan. I'm going to let it soak for a little while. We'll clean it up. I'll show you the new gasket. Okay guys, so here's the new gasket. Really nice quality, Felpro. So, I mean, it is really nice quality, looks like. So, that's the gasket that I'm using. I'm going to get my pan cleaned up. We'll get the gasket on there. And we'll try to stick her back up in there. Okay, so my oil pan is cleaned up as good as it's gonna get, guys. Got it clean as I could. Got my new gasket on there. Got a couple bolts in here to keep it in place while I set it up there. And cleaned off the gasket surface on the oil pan and the engine. So gonna stick it back up in there. Shouldn't be too hard. Got to do a little bit of wiggling because some wires are there, but okay guys, so one thing I almost forgot. You want to put a dab of RTV on each of the corners here where they come together. The front cover of the motor, front and back. Just put a little dab of RTV on them seams. Okay, so now the torque sequence here. From what I can tell in this book, your bigger bolts are 18 foot-pounds. And then there's two smaller bolts in the rear there, 13 and 14. Those are smaller. I believe them are 106 inch-pounds. That's inch-pounds. So this is the torque sequence you need to do. You want to freeze that. You start in the middle and you're working your way out to the ends of the motor. Last bolts to tighten are them two longer, smaller bolts. One more thing you're going to want to check, I guess, is to make sure when your bell housing cover is bolted up, you want your oil pan to be flush against it. You don't want any space there, I guess. So just keep that in mind before you tighten her down. Well, there she is, guys, all bolted on, torqued down. All the deals that hold the hoses and wiring loom bolted back on. Got my sensor over here plugged back in. And all the bolts torqued down. So that's pretty much it for this job. I know some people say that it can be done with a differential on there, and actually if you take this cross member off that goes across there, it can be done. I'm saying it'd be really difficult to do that, guys. I'd almost have to see it done with the truck all together to actually believe that you can do that, because it would be very difficult if I had the front diff on there and this cross member was the cross there. So I don't know. I'm just glad that I have everything apart here when I did it. So hopefully that'll stop some of the leaks and have a few less drips maybe. I don't know. I will let you know once I get this thing back together. I'll come back and do a review or something. Let you know how everything's going. So that's going to do it for the oil pan, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next one.